And in small areas like New York, yes, trolley cars and steel wheels make sense. In large urban areas, one of the reasons we live in such a good corridor is we've got a system where rubber-tired transit is, which is cheaper and faster and more convenient, works.
And I don't think that's the facts. You know, obviously we're putting a BRT, Boulder, because there's. You said it's a proven corridor for bus, and there is a BRT that's going to go to Boulder, but I don't think the facts support it. And once again, I didn't spend the last 3 weeks poring over the numbers, and because I've seen your 16 points, but I'm going to come with the base that a fixed rail transit system is something that is a gift to our kids and our grandkids, and it's something that we owe them. I mean, a world-class transit facility, and once again, you listen to the Obama administration.
I mean, pardon me. A gift to our grandkids.
Yes.
No, a gift to our grandkids would be a monument, because a monument doesn't take constant operational dollars and subsidies to keep going. This I don't see.
John, by definition, transit requires subsidy. It's something
Indeed, it does.
It's something we've decided as a country.
RTD is 90% subsidized as well.
That's not a correct number. It's 80%.
No, when you put in capital fixtures, it is well over 90%.
Well,
and you're
you haven't presented your numbers to me, so I don't know if that's true or not.
I got those from RTD when I was on the board. Maybe it's changed.
But my numbers are talking to Goldman Sachs, and the men, Tim Romer, from Goldman Sachs has a fair amount of credibility with me, because I've been dealing with.
Does it include capital?
We're looking at the operating right now. We're looking at the operating.
Okay, that's my point.
The operating subsidy. The operating subsidy is 80%, and that's something we as a society has decided we're going to do. That we believe transit is a solution. Just like, I heard Mary Peters last year testify in front of the Oberstar's committee, the House, and she said the mistake we made was we called it in California freeways. Well, they're not freeways, and 36 is not a freeway. They're subsidized in numerous different ways, and we've decided, at least I have. I keep hitting my microphone. I can see you're noticing that I have this. I'm a believer that transit systems, are something that we do owe it to our grandkids, and they're going to be a subsidy there. There's plain going to be a subsidy.
Yeah, that's why I want a transit system that works.
Well, me too. But the transit system that works, by definition, is subsidized.
Right. All right. Let's go to the amount of money here.
Yeah.
Right now, RTD is one of the most fortunate transit agencies in the country that has a dedicated funding. A full penny a dollar on every dollar we spend goes to RTD. Most transit agencies have to do what the University of Colorado does. They have to go to the legislature and beg and plead and lobby them for money. Now, we're going to bump this up from just 0.6% a few years ago to 1.4% if they go for a doubling of the tax of what they did on Fastracks. That's going to bring a lot of our communities with sales tax over 9%. And as the Denver Post, Vince Carroll reported recently, 2/3 of our transportation money in the Denver metro area goes to transit, which carries 2-3% of commuters. At what point do we slap ourselves and go, wait a second, enough is enough?
One of the things the creative mayors, Jon Hickenlooper has called them he's had a phrase for the mayors who are at risk. And he means Pat, because of his corridor, is last in line, and Eric Hansen up in Thornton is maybe last in line. He calls them the at-risk mayors. But one of the things the at-risk mayors have been focusing on is a sunsetting of the additional 4/10.
Yeah.
And building in a sunset. I know you'd like
you mean the same sunsetting that was put in the original in 1972?
Well, this
that was
is
going
something.
Or the sunsetting that was going to be in Guide the Ride, or the sunsetting in Fastracks itself?
In fact, this has more precise sunsetting language. Now, the voters are going to decide whether to trust them. I'm not saying they should trust them, and I know you won't. And this will
because I've been there.
Yeah.
Well, and I will state that my participation with Metro Mayors, and I think it's unanimous among the Fastracks, is that we do want sunsetting, and we are talking. Right. And once again, I come to the business world where Goldman Sachs is running the numbers. Is it feasible to sunset? And so we're running the numbers. We're trying to come up with language that would be sunsetted, because you're concerned. We don't want to double the tax of perpetuity. We want it to be related to capital expenses, and we want it to be sunsetted.
Hickenlooper made a comment on KOA the other day. He said, well, we're deciding whether or not we can go, and we're not going to go to the people until we've turned over every stone we can to find savings. At the same time, I'm looking at RTD, who just paying Cal now over $300,000 a year and giving him benefits for retirement unknown. I understand that's a small part, but we also have half of RTD's system, which is not yet competitively contracted. So tell me, what are the mayors going to demand as far as cost savings in RTD? We know that from Cal's own reports that competitive contracting saves up to about 40%. Yet half the service on fixed bus route service is not competitively contracted. None of the light rail lines are competitively contracted. Will you insist on those type of cost savings before you put your stamp on doubling the tax?
The Metro mayors have, in the task force have not addressed that issue directly.
Will they?
It's an issue that I think that needs to be looked at, and particularly the privatization, the competitive contracting on routes. And this is a personal comment for me as a mayor, and I'll also say it doesn't necessarily represent the views of my city council, but I personally think the private contracts is something that should be looked at.
So, but I don't know how Hickenlooper and other mayors can say we're not going to do this until we've turned over every cost savings when competitive contracting will get them a fair amount of that cost savings.
Yeah, the mayors have talked about bumping up the privatization level. But there's two problems with that. Number one, you want to go after the transit union 1001.
No, because most of the privates now are completely
even the
contracted.
privates are union. That's what I'm saying.
Fine.
And their wage scales are going to be coming up as they begin to negotiate contracts. The other element is when and if they build a commuter rail line in Fastracks, I promise you it'll be union and it'll be top scale. Because it is in every other commuter rail line across the country. You are not going to get savings squeezed out of labor. You are right, though.
It's not wages. Remember, the savings from the competitive contractors, work rules.
It's wages, benefits, it's everything, John.
But the wages are not that sizable. The difference is that in the in-house unions, they have different guys doing everything. The private operators have one guy doing lots of different things. It's work rules.
And RTD has been getting work rule relief from the big union. You're not going to get a savior for Fastracks from work rule changes. But
we will get, if you're going to say we've looked under every rock, that is going to be a lie.
Well, there's been a lot of talk by the mayors of looking under rocks and even fare increases as a way to get.
Which is nothing because when you, again, going back to this bugaboo, particularly when you put in capital, how little fares pay for this. So you've got a lot of people who don't use transit who pay for transit. Are you guys going to put your mark of approval on this? It seems to me that just as it was 4 years ago, the kumbaya effect is to make sure nobody stands up and says the emperor has no clothes. I have a sense that that's exactly the same strategy Cal Marcella is using this time. The emperor has no clothes. We're not going to say that we failed last time. And so what is the likelihood that the mayors are going to support a tax increase?
Well, let me first of all point out that Cal's not running this task force. In fact, Cal has only participated in 1 or 2 meetings. I mean, we've had probably 15 meetings. Cal has not participated, and I can't answer what the outcome is going to be at the Metro Mayor's Caucus. We're taping this in the middle of the process. There are concerns about. I mean, to get consensus of 37 mayors on a tax increase is no small deal. And for me to predict that that's going to occur.
And they don't even need your consensus. If the board wanted to man up, they could put it on the ballot themselves.
Absolutely.
Then why are they using you as a front organization?
I think it's an outreach to the community, to get genuine input as to what they should do.
No, I saw the input from Fastracks. The input is get on board this train.
Oh, they need all the enthusiasm they had in 2004. Yeah. They need unanimity. Mayor Cassiano in Parker is one voice that lately said, I'm not so certain I want to go this way. But they need major support. They need to pull it together to keep it from being broken apart. Because if it gets broken apart, it'll lose easily.
Not only that, but last thought. We've only got about 10 seconds left. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to add the oversight's a key to the mayors as well. I mean, what oversight needs to occur? Because
as a guy who's been here since he was 6 years old, let me tell you, the same story at RTD runs over and over and over again. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. It's going to be fun. Check out independenceinstitute.org. Mayor, thank you. Reporter, thank you. Tell a friend. We'll see you later.
I mean, you keep on talking, but you don't. don't know where to turn it.